Matt said earlier in the week that it looked like AJ was going to be ready by the end of the week. Is he still on track to come
Yeah,
back?
I think the plan with AJ, it's more precautionary than it is anything, but we want to get him to September 1st, so we're going to take our time because we have it.
So looking at next week then? Probably?
Yeah, I think Pat Jernigan's going to take it day by day, and when he feels like AJ's good to go. Now, he did run around a little bit today, but I think he's going to take it slow and get him out there when he's ready.
Overall, where's the offense in your mind with 2 weeks to go before kickoff?
I think the staff right now is optimistically happy with our progress. We like where we are. We're seeing that second year veteran experience play its part in practice, and right now it's going to be more about getting done what we got to get done from now until game day.
Some of the people have been pretty effusive with praise for the running backs. What have you seen so far from some of the new guys?
Well, I think that was the position, much like last year, that there was a big question mark because of the new cast that we have. But Swinney is back and doing well. Scotty Phillips was a huge bright spot in the spring, and that has continued in August. And then we've got some new faces. Tywin Knight and Armani Linton have done a great job in the backfield. So we are excited about that room because there's some depth and a lot of competition. And I think whoever winds up being the 1 and 2 on September 1st are going to be guys that are getting it done at a high level.
Phil, what do you want to see from your guys in the scrimmage Saturday?
I want to continue to run the football the way we have in camp. I'd like to see fewer missed assignments, fewer MAs, and I just like to see us continue to improve on the tempo that we have offensively.
Back to the running backs, is there a scenario where you might be playing by committee for a while, or you're going to try to get down to 2 and kind of go with them for a while?
Well, it's always good when you have depth. I think it's probably best for our team to have 1 or 2 that are the premier guys. That way you can rep them and you can prepare them. But you're never going to complain about having depth, and I think we do, and I think we feel comfortable with that room right now.
Has anything surprised you so far through camp, good or bad?
I'm pleasantly pleasantly surprised with the number of guys that have gotten better, maybe more so than we planned. Cooley had a great spring. He's continuing to have a great fall. Tywin Knight has been a huge bright spot. We brought up Royce Newman and Ben Brown have had really good camps. So these are all names that didn't play a huge part in what we did last year. Some of them weren't even here. And I think they're going to be contributors to what we do this year. So, that's always positive.
Coach, how did, in Brown's absence and Lodge's absence, how have Braylon Sanders and Floyd Allen done?
Well, and that's just it. In their absence, you've had a lot of reps for Elijah Moore, who's done some really nice athletic things. Struggled early on mentally, but now is really coming along and starting to get it. And I think it's because AJ's absence has provided a lot of reps for him. So he's actually getting to a point now where we have a lot of confidence in him. And Braylon Edwards has done a good job. He's been more slow and steady progress. He came here knowing what he was doing, and he's probably 12 practices better right now than when we started.
We were talking to Matt Corral yesterday about his relationship with Jordan. Now he's helped him. How have you seen their relationship develop, and how has that translated on the field?
Well, we talk about Jordan's poise all the time, and that's a huge asset for him on the field when the bullets are flying. But he's incredibly mature, and he's very, very humble. And he has no issue coaching, mentoring, teaching, Matt Corral. And so I think he's kind of taken him under his wing a little bit, kind of a big brother type situation. And we have a really good room because even our other 2 younger guys, those 4 right now are GA. It's just a good team in the quarterback room right now, and I feel good about those guys.
How do you plan to sort of balance Jordan's running skills with keeping Jordan healthy?
Well, the initial thought always in this offense is the quarterback. We want him to be a distributor of the football. We do have some skill talent. We've got talent in the backfield. I think we've got some depth at tight end. Obviously, it's well documented the receivers that we have. And so what I want first and foremost is we want to get Jordan to distribute the ball to these players. We want to force the defense to have to defend all of them. And then when the time comes and they are able to cover everybody, Jordan can utilize his feet. When the time comes and we're running the ball well and they're overemphasizing something in our run game, Jordan can use his feet. So I think it'll be as we need it. I don't think you're going to see our offense as a primary Q run type system.
Matt mentioned last week that he felt like he could run everything if he needed to. something were to happen to Jordan, how confident are you in what he could run?
Oh, I agree with that. I think if you threw up any play on the playlist, he could diagram it for you. I think he could teach it. I think he knows what he needs to do. The difference is we just have to get him to be able to transition the knowledge he has to actual execution on the field. And, maybe I'd say, and I'm just throwing a number out there, but I'd say probably 60% of our playlist, he's executing well on the field. That other 40%, if that's what it is, that's what we're working on, trying to close the gap so that he does have the same size playlist as Jordan Ta'amu.
Have you given any thought to how you want to use the new redshirt rule, the 4 games that Matt could play in? I mean, ideally, would you redshirt him but take advantage of that?
I think if he only got into 4 games, that would be something you would look at. I think right now he's deemed our second string quarterback, and that's kind of the way we see it. If something changes or the season goes in a direction where he doesn't get on the field more than 4 times, obviously that'd be a huge advantage. Absolutely.
Thank you, Coach.
You got it. Thank you.